Computers are built from metal, silicon, plastic, and other raw materials. But this physical hardware is only half of what makes computers work. Computer programs, or software, are the other half. They enable computers to do the incredible variety of things we use them for. At the simplest level, computer programs are instructions that tell the computer what to do. For example, imagine you are programming a robot. Your program might look something like this. When the left button is pressed, turn the motor on. If you want the robot to stop, you'd have to add a line to the program. When the right button is pressed, turn the motor off. What if there's an obstacle in the way? You'd have to add a line telling the robot to stop before it crashes. If an obstacle is sensed, stop the motor. But computer programs aren't written in human languages like English. Instead, they're written using programming languages. Human languages have rules, like the correct way to structure a sentence so that it makes sense to everybody. Likewise, programming languages have their own rules for writing instructions for a computer to follow. There are many different programming languages in use today. Many apps are written using a version of the C language. A language called Ruby is used to create many web applications. And while each language has its own set of commands and rules about how these commands should be written, they all share many concepts, including commands for math, comparing values, repeating commands, conditions, collecting input, and more. Here is an example of a simple program written in C. These instructions are usually referred to as code. Writing the code is just the first step. They may look complicated, but programming languages are designed for humans to read. They use words and commands that are similar to human language. But a computer processor doesn't understand words. It only understands zeros and ones. The human readable code must be translated into machine code, the strings of numbers a computer can read. This translation process is called compiling and is done by a special program called a compiler. Once the program is compiled, it is ready to run. Computer programs are an essential part of our modern world. Whether you want to learn how to write code or are happy just using it, knowing how software controls hardware can help you appreciate everything that computers can do.